Oh, good morning. I know that it's been a while, but I am back in Munich, and after a lot of travel this summer, yeah, I'm very, very happy to be back and ready to get back into creating a little bit more content and connecting maybe a little bit with all of you. Um, there's a way. And if you've been practicing with me for a while, you'll know that I am a big believer in knowing what it is that you want and orientating the decisions that you make in relationship to your desires, your deepest wishes, wants, desires. It is my belief that a desire, if it isn't expressed, will find a way to express itself. It's almost like the idea of karma. Like, it exists. You don't have any influence over your desires. They are what they are. They exist. And if they are not dealt with, they will find a way to express themselves in ways that are potentially not that healthy or not that enjoyable or not appropriate, or they'll sort of squeeze out in uncontrollable ways. And so it is a much better idea to understand what it is that you want and then find a place for that desire to be expressed. And so that's often a go-to for me. What do I want and what do I need? And really, like, go deep inside to find that, because the desires can sometimes be very deep, and to be very honest. And sometimes that can take a lot of courage to acknowledge what it is that you actually want, because it might threaten the status quo of what you already have and what you already value. And so when it comes to problem solving, I feel like there needs to be a little bit more said on just going straight to what it is that you want. And so when it comes to problems, like, you have a problem, say you have a problem with someone at work or your boss, and you want that problem to just go away. I wish they would stop doing this. So if I had to come to you and say, and with the people that I coach, this is often, I'm like, what is it that you want? And of course, the natural response will be, I want that problem to go away. I want that person to stop doing this. I want them to do that. And, you're like, well, why are you asking me? It's pretty obvious. Like, I don't like this and I want it to be different. And so the answer to that issue, to go a little bit deeper, because of course you want that. Of course you want that person to stop doing that, or you want this thing to be different, or you want it to be gone. And how does understanding what you want help with that? And the answer is going to be by separating them. Separate the problem from what it is that you want. So if that problem didn't exist, what would you want? And it's often there that you will find the answers, or you'll start to get closer to your true desires. You might find you don't even want to be in that job in the first place. And so if we only look at the problem and the absence of the problem, we kind of stay where we are, and we don't use our desires to get us closer to the life that we actually should be living or want to live. And so in the example of the boss, you say, I don't want him to start. Yeah, okay, I think I made that point. It might be that you don't even want that job. So separate the problem from your desires and say, if that problem maybe it's a relationship. If that relationship didn't exist, if that relationship wasn't there, what would I want? That can be, scary. It might be that you need something else, a rework in the relationship, a restructuring. Maybe you need another relationship. Maybe you don't need a relationship at all. Maybe you want to be alone. And that doesn't mean that you have to now suddenly drop everything and follow this desire, but it certainly essential to give that desire space, to at least acknowledge its existence. I sometimes like to put percentages to this. It's like, okay, well, it's like a 2% desire. It's not 100% desire, like it's there, but it's not screaming. And that sometimes can give me a better relationship to this desire, especially if it's one that comes up that's like, oh, could really disturb the whole everything. Is to say, okay, how strong is it? And then start to engage with it like a little dialogue. What are you saying? What do you want? Why are you here? Separate the problem from the desire. So you're not just using desires directly to solve the problem. Like, I want this to stop. I want this to be different. But rather, if that thing didn't exist, if the problem wasn't there, what would you want? And often, if you know what you want and start going for what you want, the problem goes away.